I have been using the LG UltraGear 27GP850 27-inch gaming monitor now for some time, and I really like the experience, and this will definitely stay in my main setup until I get something better. This type of Nano IPS monitor you can also get in a lot of other sizes with different resolutions and sizes, and a lot of the things that I go through in this review here also applies to those other monitors. So if you want something similar to what you see in this video but at a different size or resolution, I think most of the things apply, and you can maybe look into that monitor instead. One of the best things about this monitor here is that we have a Nano IPS panel, and this here is an improved IPS panel that LG have made, and I think it's some kind of filter to like filter out some wavelengths of light from the background like LED, and what this does is that it gives us much nicer colors. So it's a little bit of a different experience compared to other monitors and even IPS monitors that have nice colors. All the colors just look very like neutral and true, but they also like really pop, and you have like really nice and deep colors. You have to like sit side by side with another IPS display to actually see the difference, I think. And it's also HDR 400 rated, so we also have a 400 nits display, so that means that the backlight on this display here is fairly bright, and that combined with the really nice rich colors, I think this here is a really nice package for gaming and also just normal workloads and content use from like watching videos and such. When it comes to refresh rate, it's set to 165 Hz from the factory, but you can also like overclock it to 180 Hz. So I'm not really sure about this like kind of overclocking refresh rates, but my one works perfectly at 180 Hz, but maybe some models will not work on that. I'm not really sure why they will not just advertise it as 180 Hz, but I think it's something to do with like warranties and such. If you can't get it stapled at 180 Hz, you can't warranty it, and then you just have to use it at 165 Hz. When looking at ghosting, I think this is also one of the best displays I've tested, and it's also really good for an IPS display. If you want like better ghosting performance, you will need like some kind of BenQ CS gaming type screen with like TN display, I think, which looks not horrible, but it's not like a good experience when it comes to visuals. So with this IPS display here, all of the colors and the brightness and also the true clear screen without like any ghosting and such just makes for a really good experience playing, but also you can also stay really competitive as well. So 180 Hz isn't the most when it comes to like refresh rate in these times. You will find monitor with double that, but not with this kind of display quality, I have to say. And even if you compare 180 Hz to like a 180 Hz VA display, yeah, you get the same like kind of refresh rate, but then you will have horrible ghosting in 180 Hz. But here we will have a fairly nice and clean image. All the monitor that I've tested with better like ghosting would be like those BenQ monitors, but they use a totally different display quality that really just focuses on like in-game performance and not visuals like this does. And the monitor also have input lag of 1 milliseconds, nothing to complain about here. When looking at the monitor itself, it looks really modern. You have really thin edges. When it comes to adjustability, you can adjust the height of it and also the angle, but this kind of stand here, you can't like angle it side to side. So I think that is a little bit annoying with these feet down here. They maybe get a little bit in the way if I want to get close to the monitor. I want the keyboard to rest where the feet are, and since I can't angle these feet to have the keyboard sit in between there, and I find that a little bit of a problem, I guess. You got an external power brick, so if the power brick were to die, it's easy to replace, and you don't have to take it into like a service center, which is nice if you want to have this monitor when it's out of warranty. It will probably last you for a longer time. The only issue with this kind of monitor here maybe is backlight bleed. When I'm using it myself, I don't really notice it, but if you go to a really dark screen with the lights off, you can see these spots here. So on camera, of course, it looks much worse than it does in real life, but it is worse than the better IPS displays that I've tested out there. But I don't really notice this while actually using it, so I just wanted to point it out. Also, it's not really a cheap monitor by any means, but I guess you get what you pay for. Overall, this is a very good monitor, so I don't really think you will regret buying this. The colors are really good, really nice experience gaming on it. It looks nice and modern. Yeah, I don't really know what more you would want out of a monitor. And I also just wanted to add that these LG monitors seems to be out of good quality and don't have like any common issues. So I think these monitors will last you for a long time, so even though they are expensive, I think they will last you a long time even out of the warranty itself.